our Incient Bongo Isaac, we're gonna first, can you give us a morning prayer to bless the occasion? We're gonna discuss the Nyah Binghi Creed. This is the first set of videos of you explaining Nyah Binghi Creed. So before we start, give us a morning prayer. Blessing.
Yes. Unto thee, O God, do I give thanks, and I give thanks for loving kindness and your tenderness. In this morning we sit here, and I brethren, being the Flako, being the Lisi, giving thanks unto the Most High, Jah, Rastafari, for his loving kindness and his tender mercies. That upkeep and I in our night like night rest, and rise and I in the morning, that I and I must give thanks and praises unto his divine name, his imperial majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie I, for his loving kindness that endureth forever, his divine protection that protect I and I through the night season of our rest. Therefore I and I give thanks unto thee, O Jah, and asking you to bless I and to strengthen I and I continually, and to unite I and I spirit in truth and in righteousness. In righteousness, because righteousness art immortal, and thou art the immortal and most wise divine Father of the universe, and Jah Rastafari of celestial love. So let these words of our mouth and the meditation within our heart be humble acceptable in thy sight, O his imperial majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie I, our King and our Redeemer, our Savior and our Christ, our Creator, who liveth and reigneth forever and ever, Igian Sila, Jah Rastafari. Hear our cry.
Nyah Binghi Creed. Princes and princesses must tread out of Babylon. Ethiopians must stretch forth their hands to Jah. How do you explain that, Bongo Isaac? What's the interpretation of it?
Yes. So we know that and accept it that prince and princess is I and I, the sons and daughters of the Almighty, that must tread out of the land of our captivity, which we call the present Babylonian system in this time. For we know that the original Babylon was in Iraq, and through the said brutal administration of the saints in those days, the prophet and the priest and the apostle that suffer great tribulation was in that era of Iraq, in the Middle East. So we class it this day as Rastafari sons and daughters, as the present Babylonian system, for it is a set system. So we are the prince and princess that shall stride out of this system presently that we are in Jamaica. And as his majesty said, we must organize ourselves and centralize and unite ourselves together as one beloved. That is to say, we have many works more to do. For that divine unity is in our heart spiritually. But we don't see the touchable, which is a visible unity of I and I that we must set up. Certain touchable organization that we can know the amount of races that in Jamaica, not like in the days of David, when David count the children of Israel and the Almighty did please of him. He never pleased of him. Now it's a different era that we are in.
Give thanks, Bongo Isaac. Another part of the creed, O Jah of Ethiopia, and I have my majesty, that I will strut unto I to dwell in the paths of righteousness. Lead I and I, help I and I to forgive, that I and I must be forgiven. Teach I and I teach I and I to love on earth as it is in Mount Zion. Endow I and I with thy wise mind, knowledge, and understanding to do thy will. How do you explain that, Bongo?
Yes, that is to say, we have to organize ourselves properly as I did first speak.
See?
And we have interest of divine interestedness in one another. That we could have that divine wisdom, which we call the wise mind of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie, activating greatly amongst you and I. For the word wisdom that we usually speak, two brethren claims are feel within their thoughts that wisdom is dumb, but it is not dumb. For wisdom teach us wise mind. And wise mind give an eye good understanding in the fear of the Almighty Emperor Haile Selassie to keep his covenant forever.
It's important to teach I to love. And though I with wise mind, knowledge and understanding to do thy will.
Yes.
What is the will that we should do?
Well, the will is to keep the commandment of the Almighty.
What is the commandment? Or what are the commandments?
Yes. Well, you know, the commandment is one of His Majesty did speak these words when he was going on the trip to Canada.
See.
And when the journalist asked him, said, His Majesty, what can we do to serve the Almighty? What can a man do to serve the Almighty? His Majesty said, put the 10 Commandments in action. Then the journalist said, oh, what a wonderful answer.
Bongo Isaac. So Rastafari, I said, they burn the Bible. The white man lie, they don't read nothing in the Bible because the Bible came with slavery, Bible and sword in hand. From your experience, Bongo Isaac, of an ancient tradition, from the ancient time, how did they discover, how did they find out that Kadamawi Haile Selassie is the Almighty?
It's through the Bible, which is called biblical history.
See?
And prophetic history also, that I and I, the Rastafari brethren, show the breadth of Jamaica, especially for the faith rise in Jamaica. And when we rise, brethren of a bright spirit, intelligent mind, good academical knowledge, I and I take the doctrine and the forerun out there, even in Montego Bay here, where I rest now, at retirement.
See.
Just call it around 2 miles from Montego Bay. We are always out at the parade, which we call Sam Sharp Square.
What sections of the Bible can you quote as a reference to the divinity of His Majesty?
Well, when I look upon it, we have many quotation. I could say Revelation 19 said on its tie and on its collar a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. I could quote Revelation 5 again. When John says he wants to sit upon the throne with a book in his hand, sealed with 7 seals. And John said when he looked, there was no one found worthy in heaven or in earth to take the book out of that one hand, that sealed with 7 seals, and to loose the 7 seals thereof, and to look therein. John said very much. But one of the elders, this is one of the ancient one, said unto him, John, wept not, behold the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, hath prevailed to take the book out of that one hand and to loose the 7 seals thereof and to look therein.
See.
So it fulfill upon Emperor Haile Selassie, which is the conquering Lion of the tribe of Judah. Also the elect of God and the light of this world. So Emperor Haile Selassie, in that quotation, represent the Christ that ruled 2,000 years ago, which although we know that Christ, the name Christ is a Greek word, but it translates, even in English, where we don't properly speak Amharic
True.
in Jamaica. But we speak English.
And we don't know Greek.
We don't know Greek. But we accept the translation of the meaning of the word Christ.
What do you think of the importance of the coronation of His Majesty and Empress Many?
Oh, it was wonderful. And when I look upon the coronation of His Majesty and Emperor Haile Selassie I, as we fulfill Revelation 19,
See?
I see they fulfill also Revelation 5 as the conquering lion of the tribe of Judah.
Which is biblical.
Biblical. So I and I, the Rastafari brethren, cannot fight against the biblicality of the Bible. For His Majesty said, we in Ethiopia have one of the oldest version of the Bible.
See?
And don't care how old the version is, and in what language it translates, the word remain one and the same.
Exactly.
And himself, we must accept the Bible and its message. And without a man accept the Bible and its message, you cannot hope for salvation.
So therefore, we further state in the Nyah Binghi Creed, let the hungry be fed,
Yes.
the naked clothed, the sick nourished, the aged protected, and the infants cared for. Deliver I and I from the hands of our enemies, that I and I must be fruitful in these perilous days,
Yes.
when our enemies are past and decayed in the depths of the sea, and in the depths of the earth, or the belly of a beast. Therefore, Bongo Isaac, how can we ensure that the hungry be fed, the naked clothed, the sick nourished, the aged protected, and the infants cared for within the order of the Nyah Binghi?
Good question. I would say, beloved Flako man and Bongo listen, that we need to organize ourselves properly together. For one brethren couldn't cause the hungry to be fed.
See.
While you see a brethren out there and him is desolate, and you even give him $1,000 or even $10,000 individually. We must collectively come together in organizing ourselves together in perfectness. So even the breadth and length of Jamaica, we would know where the brethren dwell, when they are hungry, and when they need for we have communication with the brethren collectively through unity, that we must organize ourselves together. So we know the desolation of tribulation that each brethren individually going through, for we would have communication with brethren from these different areas, treading when we have not assembled, not only when we have assembled, that is meant to say gather together to celebrate, see certain amount of divine effect of His Majesty coronation and the birth of His Majesty. That is the most of the time when we gather together. But we need more than that. We need to have communication weekly then, monthly, with one another as rashes throughout the breadth and throughout the breadth and length of Jamaica
Bongo Isaac,
in communication.
all we have read, how can it work without money?
Yes.
How can you feed people? What means will the hungry be fed? The naked clothed and the sick nourished and the ill that's cared for.
Well, it's a good question, a wonderful question. We'd have to set up mechanism then. We'd have to set up touchable resource have to come in. So we'd have to have some business going along where we come together. And if even a supermarket then, not only one, but we just set up some supermarket. We just set up, even put it in this one here. We need to industrialize ourselves
See?
as Rastafari and brethren, and know that if we set up all these institutions amongst ourselves, that is the only way the needy could be supported and the hungry be fed.
But every Nyah Binghi that keep this creed is red. Every Nyah Binghi that from my tried earth and experience, this creed is red. And I don't see no ways and means to establish these high points.
No, because we don't set up no industry. See? And you know, industry is in many formations.
See?
If it's evil, take for instance now, when this place here that I rest here now, retirement, was going in what we would call now, the government saying going to change it.
Change of use?
Yes, change of use from farming to housing. There was a reason that we have at the Nyah Binghi Center, even the youth just come up with these ideas. See? To make some building block.
Okay.
But brethren never take it up in action. We only speak the word. But if we did organize ourselves together and set up even a building block industry, and when this place retirement come to change a use now from farming to housing, then I and I, the brethren, know that of that industrialness, have set up a building block factory, we could have a good budget.
So therefore, Bongo Isaac, there's a part of it, what we say now. Deliver I and I from the hands of our enemies.
Yes.
I and I must prove fruitful in these perilous days.
True.
When our enemies are past and decayed in the depths of the sea or in the belly of a beast. Rastafari have many enemies, don't?
Yes, people become enemies amongst I and I, or against I and I, because of it is clear that El Selassie is the Almighty. Therefore the world says we are praising man for God.
So what do they say about Jesus Christus? Or Jesus Christus?
Because they never get the proper teachment of Jesus Christus, the history of Christ, that him spring from the root of David. And to know the root of David now, so him El Selassie become the offspring of David.
Sin.
So that's why they ask the question, say, why call I the son of David? And David said unto I, when he watched Christ 2,000 years ago, he asked this question, why call I the son of David? When David used the word that the Lord said unto my Lord, sit thou at my right hand, then I shall make my enemy my footstool. So the right hand of the Almighty, that Christ, that David sit, if I'm asked that in the Psalm, it was righteousness. And righteousness in collectiveness bring unity amongst I and I, the sons and daughters of the Almighty, that we would set up temporal administration, which we call secular administration, and spiritual administration. So the secular administration now that would cooperate with self into and set up, then it will bring income.
And that is the part when they say to be prove fruitful in these perilous days.
Yes.
Because these days are perilous times when people are getting sick. People have to eat poison food. Market food is not good.
No.
The water is not clean. No. So it shows you a destruction. It shows you that when our enemies are past and decayed in the depths of the sea, the depths of the earth, or in the belly of the beast, I and I, Rastafari, will prevail.
True.
And that is the prayer.
True.
See? Oh, give I and I peace in our ever-living King, man, to the power of the King of Kings, Lord of Lords, the conquering Lion of the tribe of Judah, elect of himself and light of this world. Bongo Isaac, what does that mean to I and I, Rastafari?
It means great light. And that light is a light of eternity. And to carry I and I on our journey, for you take away poverty in the secularityness of the divine light that is in I and I. For it's the divine quality of our mind, one called the secularity, to be active amongst I and I, to see that we need all these things amongst us. So if we don't have a secular administration, good administration, touchable, which is visible, then the hungry cannot be fed.
No.
Unless we are short of that Bongo Flako. and Bongo listen. We are short of it, for we are going to speak the word, but we don't do the work.
But even make we broaden it. Rastafari creed is a universal creed, and you don't have to be Rastafari
No.
to be hungry
No.
or naked, or you need, you need nourishment.
True.
So therefore, the creed is big
Yes.
and wide.
Yes.
So if even we see one out of road in the system, or who need food, clothes, nutrition, and so, we should also apply the creed to them,
Most natural.
because they're universal creed.
Yes.
I see.
That is to said, we should even call in that one and even feed them.
Exactly.
Take for instance, they have an example out there, food for the poor. I don't love that word.
The
I don't know
name
what I
poor.
do. Eh?
The name poor.
Yes, food for the poor. All
Yes,
right.
aye.
They have some whole food out
Yeah.
there where them beg America.
Yes.
And all go to and have no substance
Yes,
in it.
aye.
Nutritious value.
No nutritional value as I speak it, my beloved brethren.
To eat name food.
Yeah, to eat them food and carry it and give it unto the
Yes,
people.
sir.
But there's a different food for the rich,
Yes,
Because that's why if you have poor, you have rich, it must balance.
naturally.
So the food for the rich, if poor don't get that.
No, for the rich of that.
Yes.
Therefore, him look strong and mighty within himself, and the poor have to eat the food that have no great value.
Yes.
Still through the power of the Almighty Rastafari, we have seen that the poor eat it still.
Because it is life. You must
It's
have
life.
preserve.
And is the life that is in the poor, we know that is the Almighty Jah, Rastafari life. So we did organize ourselves properly, Binghi. Then industrial knowledge running the congregation, for it is love and purity that cause the wiseness of this industry. So we could feed even the people on the street with food, bring them in and give them the satisfyingness food that they could even eat and drink and happy. And enough of them would even come amongst you and I and would take care of them, for some of them need medical aid.
All right. So the creed say, all of this we speak through the power of the kings of kings, lord of lords, conquering end of the tribe of Judah, a lake of himself and light of this world, and I divine majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie, Jah Rastafari, first ancient king of Iration, Jah forever the protectorate of all human faith, and the ruler of the universe. So and I hail our Jah and King, Emperor Haile Selassie, Jah Rastafari, Almighty I, Jah Rastafari, great and thunderable I, Jah Rastafari.
Yes.
I.
Blessed I.
That is the sealing,
Yes, yeah.
that is the exaltation, that when you read the creed, you say with conviction
Yes.
and knowing that what you say, you're going to apply it.
Yes.
What do you say, Bongo Isaac?
Well, collectively, this Nyah Binghi creed would have to apply collectively. When I and I see the full necessary cause for unity and know what is unity. Unity is strength,
See?
and strength is life.
Exactly.
See? And you would strengthen the congregation. That's what we don't need to look out there for your brethren, they'll should be in a pocket and give a brethren a money. You are free to do that. But with fullness of it, we would have a budget.
True.
Like when we call Nyah Binghi now. No one man don't just take up with money, so if he have money, and just put it and send there, entertain the brethren. It should be a collectiveness
True.
of brethren come together and we reason together and budget out our cause, how much it will take to organize or to keep a Nyah Binghi. And the amount of brethren that come into Nyah Binghi, we would have certain amount of totality, seeing of memory, and to see how much it did cost in the first time, and now the youth them coming up and come amongst NI. So we've got a good budget.
Bongo Isaac, we have to balance the Nyah Binghi with the teaching of His Majesty.
No, it's not true.
The Nyah Binghi is more centered around chanting.
Naturally.
How do I say that?
Yes. Nyah Binghi is mostly chanting. Chanting is a part of the praise of the Almighty. We acknowledge that. But we need more on chanting. And why I said we need more on chanting, we need the whole divine collectiveness of the historicness of we the Rastafari brethren, where we are trodden from to where we reach now. We see the pressure that come up amongst us, that the Rastafari community don't accept widely by the government. See? All right, and the people who run government. We see that. We leave out of it. And some of us, we don't accept the governmental administration that going along. And still if we do not accept the governmental administration that going along, we should set up ways and means to facilitate ourselves as brethren and sistren, that we could provide some fun for the needy, and care also for the uncurable.
Do you think this young generation of Rastafari is listening to the words of the ancient?
Not 100%. For the younger generation of the Rastafari community have a different thought. But if I did have certain amount of divine and secular reasoning in the house, collectively amongst you and I, to set up ways and means. We have a secretarian, we should have a good secretarian. See? We should have a secretarian, chairperson.
Good administration.
Good administration. To administrate, not only by one individually, but collective, by the house. And we would set up industry, as I speak of an industry. For industry is not only in one farm, like building block. That is the next farm. Yes, we set up commerce. You understand? To have something then that would sustain I and I, the Rastafari, and guide I and I according to secular administration.
Okay. So Rastafari, give thanks, Bongo Isaac. There's a balance between what we do physically and spiritually.
True.
And the Nyah Binghi creed must be practical.
Yes.
It is not just to come to Nyah Binghi and chant and turn your face to the east and burn, or if you burn and stamp your foot and feel emotional.
No.
That alone cannot fulfill the Nyah Binghi creed.
No.
So, in due course of time, and I will read more on the Nyah Binghi creed. Because there are many more things to look on within the Nyah Binghi creed. Ja.
Rastafari.
Ja.
Rastafari.
Ja.
Rastafari. His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie. Blessed am I with this knowledge of wisdom and understanding to do your will, as the creed declare, O Almighty Emperor Haile Selassie. And it only can come when we organize ourselves properly and unite ourselves. Then funds will come in from the to the organ. For there is brethren internationally that want to know how this creed administrates. So we would set up ways and means that the creed could be fulfilled through the power of the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, the conquering Lion of the tribe of Judah, our divine Majesty, Emperor Haile Selassie, Jah Rastafari. Give I and I faith to tread along life creative journey with you, Iggy and Sila. So let these words of our mouth and the meditations of our heart be acceptable in thy sight, O His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I. You art our strength and our Redeemer, who liveth and reigneth forever and ever. Your word without end, Iggy and Sila. Jah Rastafari.